Good morning, my dear student. Welcome once again. And today we will start new chapter, that is Unit 8, the D and F block elements. So before proceeding, just understand that what is D block elements, what are the characteristic features of D block elements. See children, the D block elements of periodic table comprises of group 3 to 12, in which the d orbitals are progressively filled in each of the 4 long periods. The element constituting the F block are those in which the 4f and 5f orbitals are progressively filled in later 2 long periods. And these children, 4f and 5f orbital, are the formal members of group 3rd from which they have been separated or from which they have taken. Okay, and these are separate out to form a F block of periodic table that you have seen at the bottom of the periodic table. The name transition metals means these D block elements are called transition metals and these F block elements are called inner transition metals. That's why it is written. The name of transition metals and inner transition metals are often used to refer to the elements of D and F block elements. Now see children, this there are mainly 3 series of transition metals. This is called 3D series. Here you can see 3D series, 4D series and 5D series. The 3D series varies from scandium to zinc. The 4D series varies from yttrium to cadmium, and the 5D series comprises of lanthanum to mercury, omitting cerium to lutetium. The 4th 6D series, which begins with actinium, is still incomplete. The 2 series of inner transition metals, that is 4f and 5f, okay, are known as lanthanide as well as actinide. The 4f are called lanthanide and the 5f are called actinide. Okay children, so here we have seen that these D block elements comprises from group 3rd to group 12. These D block elements are called transition metals and F block elements are called inner transition metals, where further classification 4f are called actinoids and 5f they are called actinoids. Okay, 4f lanthanoids and 5f actinides. Okay, here you can see the 2 series of inner transition metals, 4f and 5f, are known as lanthanoids and actinoids respectively. Now see children, here we will see the definition of what is transition element. What is the definition of transition elements? It is defined as the one which has incompletely filled or partially filled d orbital in its ground state or in any of its oxidation state. Okay, that will be considered as a transition element. Transition element means that the element must have incompletely filled or partially filled d orbital even in its ground state, or you can say normal state, or in its one of its oxidation state. If it have partially filled d orbital in both the cases, that is ground state or in one of the oxidation state, then only it will be considered as transition element. Here you can see zinc, cadmium, mercury of group 12 have full D10 configuration in their ground state as well as in their common oxidation state. Here common oxidation state means children, zinc is present in form of, here you can see children, zinc, cadmium and mercury of group 12 have full D10 configuration. Means if I will talk about its oxidation state, zinc have its oxidation, or you can say common oxidation state, Zn2+. So you all are knowing the configuration of zinc, atomic number 30. It is 3d10 and 4s2. If I will say zinc Zn2+, means 2 electron has been removed from 4s orbital and it will become 3d. Same happens in case of cadmium as well as mercury. Okay, zinc, cadmium and mercury. Zinc have 3d10, cadmium have 4d10 and mercury have 5d10. Okay, 3d, 4d, 5d10. Means all are having their common oxidation state Zn2+, and in all these, even ground state also, it is filled. This is completely filled d orbital, as well as in its oxidation state also stable oxidation state, you can say it have fully filled d orbital. And for that sake of reason, they are not regarded as transition metals. Why? Because they are not having partially filled d orbital even in its ground state as well as in its one of its oxidation state. Fully filled d orbital. Okay, they have full d10 configuration in their ground state as well as in their common oxidation state. Hence, they are not regarded as transition metals. However, these three elements, or you can say metals, are present at the end of the transition series. Their chemistry is studied along with the chemistry of transition metals. Okay. Now here you can see this D block, children, this D block elements, or you can say this D block comprises of various precious metals like silver, gold, platinum, and industrially important metals like iron, copper, titanium forms a part of transition metals. Okay. Here in this chapter we will study its configuration, electronic configuration, their general characteristic properties, their oxidation state, their valency, okay, their chemical reactivity, alloy formation, so many things, various properties of D block elements are having. One by one we will discuss all these things. Okay. The transition elements D block. Okay. Here you can see the D block varies from 3D, it varies from group 3rd to group 12. Okay, this D block occupies the large middle section by S and P block in the periodic table. Okay, this D block, these elements are present from group 3 to 12. Okay, and they are present in between two blocks, that is S block and P block. And the name has been given transition. Okay. See children, the name transition has been given. They show variation in the properties. That's why they are called transition. The name has been allotted to them transition. Okay, because of their position between S block and P block element, they show transition in property from more electropositive to less electropositive element. Okay. Now see children, these D orbitals are called penultimate energy level. In their atom received, in this D orbitals, they received electron, giving rise to 3 rows of transition metals, that is 3D, 4D and 5D. Okay, while the 4th row, that is 6D, is still incomplete. Then we will see its electronic configuration. See. As you all are knowing children, they are having electronic configuration. You can see N-1, okay, N-1, D 1 to 10 and NS 1 to 2. Okay, the N-1 stand for the inner D orbital. This N-1 stand for inner D orbital, which have 1 to 10 electron, and the outermost NS orbital may have 1 or 2 electron. Okay. As we all are knowing, they are having a very little energy difference between this N-1D and NS orbital. Okay. However, this generalization has several exceptions because of very little energy difference between these N-1 and NS orbital. Okay. As a consequence of that, you can see that chromium and copper are having exceptional electronic configuration. Okay, the chromium, as already we have studied in class 11, that chromium, it will be having 3D5 and 4s1, and copper, it will have 3D10 and 4s1. Here you can see for chromium, atomic number 24. Okay, it will be 3D5 4s1. Instead of 3D4 and 4s2, it have a stable half-filled configuration, that is 3D5 and 4s1, while in case of copper, atomic number 29, it is Okay, see children, previously here we are observing the electronic configuration of chromium and copper. Chromium and copper, they are having exceptional in their electronic configuration, they are having exception. Chromium is having half filled configuration 3d5. Okay, you are observing that here d orbital have maximum 10 electron, and we are knowing that half filled and fully filled are considered as more stable. So instead of electronic configuration 3d4 and 4s2, chromium has its electronic configuration 3d5 and 4s1. Okay, and in case of copper, atomic number 29, it is having electronic configuration 3d10 and 4s1 instead of 3d9 and 4s2. So these are the electronic configuration that you have to see here. See 3D series that runs in from scandium to zinc, that is scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc. Okay, here you can do the electronic configuration 3D 4s. Okay, 3D you can see progressively one electron has been added. You can see 3d1, 3d2, 3d3, 3d5, manganese also 3d5, then iron 3d6, cobalt 3d7, nickel 3d8, copper 3d10 and zinc also 3d10. Okay, and one electron is present in chromium as well as in zinc. Now see children, electronic configuration of second series, or you can say 4D series. See yttrium, zirconium, niobium, molybdenum, titanium, ruthenium, rhodium, palladium, silver and cadmium. Okay, here you can see yttrium, they in electronic configuration it is 1 2. Okay, the most important thing that you have to learn is that palladium. Here you can see palladium has electronic configuration 4d10 and 5s0, whereas silver Ag have 4d10 and 5s1, and cadmium have 4d10 and 5s2. Means here you have to learn the electronic configuration of palladium. It is 4d10 and 5s0. Okay, 4d10 and 5s0. Okay. Now see 3D series, it is your lanthanum, hafnium, tantalum, tungsten, rhenium, osmium, iridium, platinum, gold and mercury. Okay, and when you will do the electronic configuration, it will be here the most important is for platinum children, because platinum we have used this platinum in coordination chemistry in solving the valence bond theory. Okay, the structure of compound with respect to valence bond theory. Okay, so platinum electronic configuration is very important. Here you can see it have 5d9 and 6s1. You can see the difference. Palladium has 4d10 and 5s0, while platinum have 5d9 and 6s1. Okay, so these are the electronic configuration. Now see children, the electronic configuration of zinc, cadmium, mercury are present by general formula. The orbital in these elements are completely filled in ground state as well as in their common oxidation state. Therefore, they are not regarded as transition elements. Now see children, these d block elements have partially filled d orbital, and because of this partially filled, or you can say incompletely filled d orbital, they exhibit certain characteristic properties such as display a variety of oxidation state, formation of colored ion, and they show various type of complex formation with variety of ligand that we have already seen in VBT and CFT. Okay, the transition metals and their compound also exhibit catalytic property. See children, in various chemical reaction we have seen hydrogenating agent, copper, platinum. Basically hydrogenating agent we used, that is nickel, platinum, palladium. Okay, not copper. It is nickel, platinum, palladium. These all are used as hydrogenating agent. Okay children, if I will talk about hydrogenating agent, it will be nickel, platinum and palladium. Okay, so you can see how these transition metals are used for catalytic property also. Okay, and they will also show magnetic behavior. Now see, there are, wait, here you can see one index question is there, that on what ground you can say that scandium atomic number 21 is a transition element but zinc atomic number 30 is not. See children, because we all are knowing that what is the definition of transition element. The transition element must have partially filled or incompletely filled d orbital in its ground state or any one of its oxidation state. So here if I will talk about scandium, it is 21 and it will be, when you will do its electronic configuration in its ground state, it will show 3d1. Okay, it is incompletely filled. On the basis of incompletely filled d orbital, scandium in its ground state have 3d1. It is regarded as transition element. On the other hand, zinc atom has completely filled d orbital, that is 3d10, in its ground state as well as in its oxidized state. If I will talk about Zn2 plus also, then also 2 electron will get removed from 4s orbital, and again when I will do the electronic configuration of zinc in oxidation state 2 plus, then also it have fully filled d orbital, that will be 3d10. Okay, it have full filled d orbital in ground state as well as in its oxidized state. Hence it is not regarded as a transition element. And one question is more children, but this question I need explanation from your side, that a silver atom has completely filled d orbital, that is 4d10 in its ground state. How can you say that it is a transition element? So just search the reason, that what will be the reason for it. Okay children, it is your homework. And here you have to do the electronic configuration of all these elements. Okay, basically you have to practice more for chromium and copper because they are exceptional electronic configuration. Okay, rather than that practice 2D series as well as 3D series. I think this much is sufficient. So what we have learned today, we have seen the definition of transition elements and why zinc, cadmium, mercury are not considered as transition metals. Okay, what is the electronic configuration of chromium as well as copper. So these D block elements are called transition metals, while F block elements are called inner transition metals. Okay children, so just go through this part and later on we will discuss the electronic configuration, their oxidation state, their ionization enthalpy, their electrode potential value. Okay, their catalytic property, alloy formation. Here also we will calculate magnetic moment by one formula is given. Okay, so so many properties are there of D block element. They form interstitial compound also. So many properties are there. So one by one we will discuss all these properties. But before that, see children, previously we have completed coordination compounds. So you have to learn, you have to make proper notes of all that point also. Synergic effect, metal carbonyls, okay, CFT, valence bond theory, Werner coordination theory, nomenclature. Just prepare the notes of all these compounds. Okay, all these topics. Okay, thank you.